So really, who needs E&O? And I can tell you this, more and more people need E&O every day. There really has been a graying area where people would rely on GL for many coverages for the longest of time. And now everyone seems to need E&O. And it's the great thing about E&O, from my perspective, is that it's really become contractually required. I mean, you'll see some stats that are a little bit dated here, but the U.S. is becoming a very more and more service-oriented type of environment. You've seen a lot of startups. There's a lot going on in the tech side, and really on the miscellaneous side, where more and more people, they've been laid off and now they're going back into the world as independent contractors. And the great thing is that they're being required by contract to carry E&O. One is that they do have exposure, but the better part about that is, one, from our perspective as insurance agents, is that they're required to have it not just for one particular contract, but for every contract. So once they buy it, they renew. And typically what happens as revenues grow, premiums grow, and what's nice is that commissions grow for us. So it's great to have a policy that's evolving, that's growing, and they're going to renew. One thing that we've seen throughout this pandemic is that although other parts of our company have struggled a bit, and that makes sense, it's consistent with a lot of other carriers, because you're not seeing as much construction and things like that. But what you are seeing is a ton of growth in professional services. And our professional lines, especially E&O, has really seen growth over the last 6 to 8 months. So it's been nice from my perspective to be a part of that, to see some of the emerging classifications that are out there. And we'll get into that in a second, but there's a lot of growth in this area. So as I said in the beginning, just knowing a little bit about E&O, being able to cross-sell your book with E&O is a great thing, and is something that will help you and your agency grow. So basic examples of E&O, we talked about it a few moments ago: lawyers, doctors, dentists, architects, and engineers. But there's so many more. So tech is huge. So your basic things, your website design, your custom software, your mobile app, your managed service provider, your search engine optimization, your digital marketing consultants. I mean, these classes come in every day, and I'm telling you, the revenue on these firms are big. So again, big premiums and policies that will give them the coverage that they need, but they need it for that contract, so they will renew, which is a wonderful thing. Another hot class for us really has been, throughout the pandemic, employment agencies. As you can imagine, there are a lot of people out there looking for work. So this is the perfect storm for an employment agency, where they help people find that work. So they're growing, and they all need insurance, and it's something that, both USLI and CID are great markets for employment agencies. Other classes you may not have thought of, your private investigators. Background checking services is one that we could sit for another half hour and talk about background checking service claims. And I do have one to discuss, but I could give you 6, that there's a ton of claims in this area. Other ones, though, you'll see a lot of management consultants, HR consultants, people that are doing training, they're speaking. Definitely they're providing a professional service, and they definitely have some E&O exposure. Insurance agents, your accountants, whether it's a small tax preparer, a big CPA, or even a bookkeeper. Claims adjusters, especially with all the catastrophes that are going on across the U.S., this is a class that there's always a need for, and one that we see a lot. Billing services is one that is also a class riddled with claims, but one that, we will write, and it's important that you do have E&O for those classes. Real estate, big, especially, I know CID does a lot of property managers and real estate agents, so these are good classes. Mortgage field inspectors and property preservationists, all classes that need E&O. Ever-evolving allied healthcare, and this is a booming class. This is another one we've seen a ton, especially in the home healthcare area. You have your physical therapist, your mental health counseling, you have your life coaches, social workers, all of them need E&O. And again, we talked about the people that do marketing, very important to have E&O with that media extension, marketing, graphic design, event planners, things like that.